What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. Force here with another update video. This is for the week of November 5th to the 11th. Gameplay in the background is from Firefall, an upcoming MMO shooter being developed by Red 5 Studios. The game is currently in the beta, and I love it. I absolutely adore Firefall. Every time I go back to this game, I'm reminded how much I enjoy it. And the great thing, too, is I usually go back every few weeks to a month and am greeted with brand new content. They have been continuously updating the beta, and I must say this game's full release cannot come soon enough. Let's talk about new releases for this week and what's going on with planned content for the channel. So when it comes to PC games, there's actually not a lot of new releases this week. Obviously, as most of you probably know, Halo 4 came out this week, but unfortunately enough, that is not a PC game, so as of now, it's nothing I'll be covering on the channel. I guess that leads to a point too. I've considered in the future eventually going into console coverage. I'm not even necessarily talking about the immediate future, maybe in the next couple of years, foraying into console. Maybe with the launch of the next generation, in fact, and that seems like a good possibility. So just something I'm throwing out there. Just wanted to let you guys know. Eventually, console coverage of major games will likely be happening here on the channel. But as of now, we are focused 100% on PC games here on the channel, and once again, just not a lot of PC releases this week. There was a story-driven game chaos on Deponia, although I don't think I'll be checking that out. I'm just really not all that interested. A demo for F1 Race Stars came out today, and I actually will be looking at that because, well, the game's developer is pretty interesting, and this game might be interesting as well. Really not sure. We'll see when that video is released. The Mass Effect trilogy, as well as Saints Row the Third, the full package, are available this week. This Friday, Sin Mora comes out, and that is actually a game that I'm considering taking a look at. It's a side-scrolling shooter. It's got some pretty cool visuals, might end up being good. And then also Walking Mars is coming out this week, I think, at least. And this is a iOS game, so not sure that I'm going to be seeing that either. So of this list of new releases for PC, the only ones I'm really considering looking at are the demo for F1 Race Stars and the release of the side-scrolling shooter Sin Mora, or Sin Mora. I can't even pronounce this damn game. So that's really it for new releases for this week when it comes to PC games that I'm considering looking at. The good thing, though, the fact that this is such a slow week in PC releases, means that I can catch up on some of this back catalog that I've been meaning to cover. So there was a bunch of games released last week as well as the week before that I'm hoping to take a look at. Those include Guns of Icarus Online, PID 007 Legends, Natural Selection 2, and Fallen Enchantress. These are all games that I'm considering making a first 44. Whether or not I'll get around to all of those, I'm not sure, but I hope to cover at least half of those games. Again, this will be in the first 40 format. I've really been enjoying it. The viewers have seemed to be enjoying it as well, so we're going to continue and keep that up and going. Aside from new releases or games recently released, we'll also be doing some of the standard stuff. Hopefully another MTG video, some more StarCraft 2, of course. I actually recorded a fantastic Protoss vs. Zerg game today. At least I thought it was entertaining to watch. And then we'll keep up with the Force feed. I still plan and intend to cover PlanetSide 2. Here's the deal with PlanetSide 2. I need to spend a fair amount of time with this game before I feel comfortable doing coverage, and I just haven't had the time to invest into it yet. So we're going to keep pushing this back and plan to come out with some coverage. When that's going to happen, I'm not even going to try to promise you any more exact dates or anything like that, or even exact weeks. What I need to do with this game is literally sit down and play a good 10 to 20 hours before I feel like I'm going to know enough, because this game's pretty involved, it's pretty in-depth, and I just haven't had the time to put into it. But once I can sit down, get a good 10 to 20 hours with this title, I'll feel comfortable to make a video, and at that point, you will see something from me, if nothing more than a first 40. And then also, I want to revisit Crater. Crater is a top-down RPG game, sort of like a Diablo. It's more based on having a team with you, though, than just being an individual player. You're controlling multiple characters. There were some recent updates for it. I covered Crater earlier in the year when it was originally released. There have been some updates for the game, so I'm hoping to revisit that. And again, the normal schedule, the Force feed, StarCraft 2, maybe some MTG, possibly some Smite as well. All of that is planned for the rest of this week. Alright, so now that we have got the content business out of the way, I just wanted to talk with you guys briefly about my moving situation. As you heard in the last Force update, I was recently just completing moving. We've got things a little bit settled now in the process of unpacking. Things are still a bit disorganized. Something else I'm also concerned about is the current setup of my office. Number one, I think that there's still a little bit of an echo. I've been doing the best I can to alleviate that, such as putting rugs on the floor. I've got hardwood floors, which are really frustrating. When I first set up my office, office. It was literally just 4 walls and a window, so my voice was bouncing all over the place. Now, that's diminished a little bit. I've put a nice fluffy couch in the room. I've got some carpets. I started hanging some stuff on the walls, just doing things to try to deflect the sound, to stop the echo from being so prevalent. That's what I'm in the process of doing. I might even throw some stuff on the roof, to be honest with you, some sort of fabric material to help dampen that sound and make it a lot less echoey. So that is my game plan. That's my current office setup. Also, the force feed setup has changed slightly. I got rid of the red backdrop. I'm currently just using the wall that is in my office, which is sort of like an off-white color. It seems to look okay. People have complained a little bit about the lighting in the force feed, so maybe I can see if I can get some more lights up. I'm also making sure to use white lights as opposed to yellow lights. There is a difference between the two. I think the white light looks a lot better when it comes to recording, and that's what was suggested to me. Unless I buy professional grades like studio lighting quality stuff, the white lights are the best way to go. I don't know what company it is, but I use the Reveal lighting, R-E-V-E-A-L, I think that's how that is pronounced, and that type of lighting seems to work really well. I might have to get a few more lamps in here though, just to brighten the room up a little bit when I record the force feed. And beyond that, well, everything's been going great. You know, the new condo is what we live in. It's fantastic. It's pretty much brand new. This place was built in 2007, so I don't deal with a rusty, old, dusty house. And yeah, the neighbors seem great. The area is nice and quiet. It's going to be a much better living situation for me. And as a result, hopefully, it will allow me to produce more content. It might sound ridiculous, but when you're living in a stressful situation, which my last arrangement was, and something that is out of your comfort zone, because living around people of that nature is not something I've ever really experienced in my life, and it just made it stressful. I was worried about, you know, my place getting broken into and all these things, and being stressed out really does affect my quality of life, and as a result, my quality of work. And I think that now that this new arrangement is better and I'm in a happier place, that this is going to result in maybe better and more frequent content, or just happier content. Maybe you'll see me doing backflips. No, it's not going to happen. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this update video for the week of November 5th to the 11th, keeping you guys up to date on planned content for this given week. Stay tuned next week for another update video, also for more great gaming coverage here on the channel. If you haven't subscribed already, please be sure to do so. Thanks again for watching, guys. Keep watching and keep owning.